On the news tonight, effort to strengthen the media in top gear as Information Minister signs MOU with China. FCT Minister partners foreign firms to light up FCT. Plus, 2024-2025 academic year begins as schools resume in FCT. Thanks for joining us, and here is the English version of the news at 7 on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity Station. My name is Aisha Ubali. The Nigerian and Chinese governments have agreed on new terms to strengthen cooperation on media. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Muhammad Idris, signed the Memorandum of Understanding in Beijing on behalf of Nigeria. The agreement between the ministry and the Chinese media group is to enhance transfer of technology, personnel training, procurement, and operationalization of equipment.
You understand that the Chinese government has gone very far in terms of media technology, in terms of leverage on that, and on their own part, they also want to do information sharing with us. So there's going to be a free flow of exchange between the Nigerian government and the Chinese authority in the area of media collaboration, media training, and other forms of expertise for the benefit of both countries.
For partnership between the Chinese media group and Nigerian public media organizations. Meanwhile, in the bid to address water and electricity challenges, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has signed two memoranda of understanding with two Chinese private firms for the FCT using solar power and ensuring rural water supply. The signing of the documents with two Chinese companies in Beijing, China, is the fallout of the summit of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation. Onyoze Yakubu has the details.
In line with the city master plan, only few water challenge, especially in satellite towns and rural communities. It is against this background that the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike signed this memoranda of understanding with Chinese firms to embark on selected projects expected to be delivered in record time to mark the 50th anniversary of the creation of the FCT. The minister says the president has given him a mandate to ensure adequate water supply in the satellite areas of the FCT, which is also contained in the MOU signed.
Of course, you know what we call Greater Abuja Water, which is being handled by the CGC group. And that has been awarded for some years. But by the grace of God, they have now up to 70% completion. We believe by the grace of God, by this December or thereabout, they would have completed it. But Mr. President, in his way, said, look, you can't only provide for the cities. You also have to talk about the satellite towns, the rural area, the area councils. And so we came up with this idea that, look, that the need to have satellite town water supply in Gwagwalada, in Kwale, and Kuje. So we're able to sign that memorandum of understanding with CGC for them to carry out this assignment.
The minister reiterates his administration resolve to meet the yearnings and aspirations of the residents by lightening up the nation's capital city, which will be 50 by next year. Responding, the heads of the Chinese firms expressed their appreciation for the confidence reposed in them to execute the project, while assuring the Minister of Quality and timely delivery of the projects.
This
project is a trail project for this FUCAC spirit. Regarding this project, it is benefiting the people's lightening or the waters. It's really the social benefit project.
On the minister's entourage were the Permanent Secretary Treasury, Executive Director, Rural Water and Sanitation Agency, Director of Procurement, and other senior officials of the FCTA. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
I'm back home here. Academic activities in both public and private schools in the Federal Capital Territory for the 2024-2025 academic session have resumed in earnest. Hadiza Godwin Ebune, who earlier visited a school in the nation's capital, reports that the turnout of students the first day is impressive.
This signifies the resumption of a new academic year for pupils and students in the Federal Capital Territory schools. The school principal said teachers and students have been briefed on every activity concerning the new term.
We have resumed for the new 2024-2025 academic section. And we resume with the GS3 and GS2, those that are promoted to GS3 and GS2 now. We are still waiting for GS1 list to be released. But nevertheless, the resumption of the GS2 and GS3 are very impressive because we have about over 400 students that resume.
Students expressed delight to be back to school, ready for various examinations, as it's going to be a new experience altogether.
I'm hoping to achieve a lot of goals because the way the future is, we are learning to make a good Nigeria.
We want to learn more and pass our exams and graduate to higher classes.
School management and students are optimistic that the academic year will be a fruitful one. Hadiza Godwin Ebune, NTA News.
A movement of students and youth entrepreneurship that has been growing rapidly across the country through the Ladi Memorial Foundation has hosted a student entrepreneurship week and a sewing competition where the winner, Adamu from Adamawa State, went home with a brand new industrial sewing machine. Again, Hadiza Godwin Ebune reports.
Adamu from Adamawa State is the overall winner of the National Sewing Championship 2024 competition tagged Skill Up Nigeria, where students were challenged to have career options in place, and they were also challenged to consider entrepreneurial ways to supplement their income while studying.
I'm very appreciative. This is the first time I came to Abuja, and it's the first time I come camp time. It's the first time. I'm very appreciative. Thank you.
So very happy because I didn't expect that I'm doing the
National Coordinator of the National Sewing Championship 2024, Mrs. Rosemary Ojochenemi Oshikoya, pointed out that contestants need not be professionals to participate in the contest. In her words, contestants need just little creativity and enthusiasm.
Ideas should also come from research and from studies, because oftentimes there's been a lot of critique that many policies are not backed by real experiences or they are not well thought out. And we think a vocational skills competition, from our research and experience of over 8 years, has been the missing link of one, gingering individuals to take responsibility from themselves. There need to be incentives. And so it also creates an awakening that everybody can do more. We asked this year that states should give state awards recognition by their governors. I'm also hopeful that because these individuals are going back with something.
Our representative came one of the top, and we are grateful to God Almighty for his performance and the performances of all the participants, especially the overall champion, whom we are very well happy and pleased with.
The contest, which was in 3 categories, had other contestants winning at various levels and going home with medals and certificates. Also, giants in the education sectors were on ground to show support as Universal Basic Education Commission donated sewing machines for the junior category. NASENI, NAPTEP, National Council for Arts and Culture, FCT Education Secretariat, Raw Materials Research and Development Council, and NTA Abuja, among others, were also part of sponsors of the competition. Hadiza Godwin Ebune, NTA News.
Away from empowerment and to religion, Archbishop of Kubwa Anglican Communion, Reverend Duke Akamiso, has inaugurated the 18th Archdeaconry in Kubwa. The event drew the clergy and the worshippers from within and beyond. Hadiza Godwin Eguni reports.
Inaugurating the Archdeaconry, Bishop Kubwa Diocese Right Reverend Duke Akamisoko reminded Christians that there will be harvest time during which Christ will select his children and reward them for a job well done. He charged them to live a life that would always glorify God so that they will be among the saints on the last day.
It's a plus to the diocese, a growth which anybody should be happy about. And we, as I said in my address, it's a congratulations to all of us that we are now having 19 Archdeaconry. This is part of the 19 Archdeaconry, and then we pray that God will continue to help them to grow and excel in mission, in evangelism, and in other aspects of human relationship and work in the diocese.
The people are hopeful, the people are joyful, and we are expecting that this place will be able to galvanize the people around here to cause expansion in the Church of God.
Other clergy present charged Christians to seek for souls, as it is God's utmost desire and the mandate of the Church.
To a certain extent, it's a way of bringing that administration down to the grassroots, and it's a kind of encouraging those in this enclave to put themselves together and to connect to the mainstream of the diocese.
We expect spiritual growth. We expect membership growth. We expect prosperity among the people. We expect people coming here to know God and be graced by the presence of God.
The inauguration and inductions of members was done by the bishop, which they declared their willingness and commitment to serve as servants for the propagation of the gospel of God in the area. Hadiza Godwin Ebune, NTA News.
Sport Nigerian Super Eagles are set to clash with Rwanda national team tomorrow in Kigali, beating Benin Republic 3-0 yesterday. The Eagles football fans in Abuja are optimistic of another victory for the Super Eagles in the 2024 African Cup of Nations qualifiers after their resounding 3-0 thrashing of the Cheetahs of Benin Republic. Let's join Wendogo for that.
Football fans say the Super Eagles should maintain momentum and go all out against Rwanda.
You can see that there's a lot of improvement now, both administrative-wise, technical-wise. The football match is not just one on the field. You know, the administrative aspects has to be up to date and in order as well. Then the players also perform. Sports is all about motivation, because what you want to play, your opponents also know the same skills and all that. So, but who is more motivated and who is more determined will determine who will carry the day.
They actually went beyond my expectations, so they played very well, and I could see that they were being more organized than they used to be. They were playing as a team, not as individual players now.
Some fans are of the opinion that with Osimhen back in the squad, it will motivate the team to put in their best on the field to achieve the needed victory.
These two people that scored the 3 goals, the previous coach, which was a Finidi George, did not look at them. It came to a level where him and Osimhen had a misunderstanding. He invited Lukman. He didn't play Lukman. Lukman had to say he'd be back to him. Well, you have to allow me come down to this place. He didn't play in that previous match. He did the same to Moses Simon. Even Osimhen even told him that, please, can I just come down? Let me be at the bench to boost the morale of my teammates. But it was not privilege. He didn't have the privilege. But these are the two people that gave us the victory, meaning that their impact and their presence in the team is very, very vital.
I realized that the coach brought the substitute late, and but thank God the substitute were able to deliver. So in the next match, you need to use the tactics by putting in the strike force I put in the earlier the second half to see how they can do against the Rwanda.
What we have on ground, the players, the kind of players we have. Definitely, our match against Rwanda is going to be a win match. just from the performance, from the last performance was super.
Nigeria will be playing Rwanda at the Amahoro Stadium in Kigali. In Abuja, Wayne Dogo, NTA News.
And that has been the English version of the news tonight. Up next is translations. I am Aisha Ubali. Good evening.
Aza ni ba je iwelo ba ke ba wei nize ko kwa wei ngona na wo abada na tuko isha ndaje zuma woni ye wa go ba mai minister no abada sapa no ayoga wuyan Mohammed Idris wala bagbatu tubwa no okin benji yan China ya ekie bagbatu nwa tubwa ko le no abada sapa she abajan ma wunu apabui aya bejinjin mutu nchede nu ayansi she abajin nwu balo nu abie nanu ayikie piepie boati epia no tejin msin ekienya bedo ekin China yan ama aje eboye tunu ntigena gbaza beda wachige atashin emekodo wa wiyan nabai ajin abo ashigbe mbani yijelo mbwe no buzna gansepa enchedo nuwa sinsin nanu ekinzinda oneze yakubu wagange minister ekinzinda ya yerson wuke wagange ehwigban kakara tami kwahwin aban anticheno wala bagbatu majia tubwa no ekin benjin chana yen nabage babma yijin ba pena nanu ekinzinda bedo ba be inuwa sinsin manai boati lo no bedo gun China yanu nkwata jin gwamnati yan bedo no yi gwamnati kin zinda yan shinta padalai no peje aye pezan yan nkuzo ayin la jezebe nyelo bedo ntna yan aye pezan bayin ala ko guya nna ye nanu kin zinda Adiza Godwin Ebune wona le sheba npeje aye pezan ba wagange aye pezan ba mbata jin gwamnati yan bedo nu a gwamnati yan nna ye alaba guya nanu kin zinda wenga ga abi mbani gile ba zan aye pezan yin nmo baye be la kun be nu yipie masi omaje ba yan ko to buen atajan aboyan da ko bon saizu
Masu kallo da sauraron mu a daidai wani lokaci assalamu alaikum barkanmu da warhaka ga fasarar wasu daga cikin labaranmu na yau mai karantawa Yusuf Yakub. Gwamnatin Najeriya da ta ƙasar sun amince da sabuwar yarjejeniya domin ƙarfafa alaƙar aikin sadarwa tsakanin ƙasashen biyu. Ministan sadarwa da al'adu na ƙasa Muhammad Idris shine ya sa hannu a takardar yarjejeniyar a birnin Beijing na ƙasar Sin a madadin gwamnatin Najeriya. Yarjejeniyar za ta taimaka wajen bunƙasa harkokin fasaha, ba da horo, ayyuka da kayan aikin sadarwa. Haka zalika yarjejeniyar ta biyo bayan wacce aka yi a baya tsakanin wasu ƙungiyoyin sadarwa na ƙasar Sin da na ƙasar nan. A wani yunƙuri na magance matsalolin ruwa da wutar lantarki a nan babban birnin tarayyar ƙasa Abuja, ministan Abuja Muke ya sa hannu a yarjejeniya da kamfanonin ƙasar Sin biyu wadda za su ba da wuta a birnin Abuja da ruwa. Wakilin Mushaibu Onuze Yakubu ya rawaito mana cewa ministan ya sanya hannu ne a yarjejeniyar a birnin Beijing na kasar Sin a yayin halartar taron karawa juna sani tsakanin kasar da kasashen nahiyar Afirka. Bayan tafiya hutun zangon karatu da ɗaliban makarantun Abuja suka yi, wakilar Hadiza Godin Ebony ta rawaito mana cewa an dawo daga hutu yau Litinin a makarantun gwamnati na kuɗi wanda za su fara zangon karatu na 2024-2025 a makarantun da ta kai ziyara. Abin sha'awa, ɗalibai sun zo makaranta a ranar farko tare da malamai. To abin da ya sauka kenan a labaran namu ne, sai kuma gobe idan Allah ya kai mu kan lafiya.
Ekele m gị Igbo wem, ọ ga-erukwala ọzọ maka akụkọ ụwa nke uhuruchi a. Aha m bụ Rachel Ifi Ono. Gere akụkọ ụwa n'uju ya. Gọọmenti ala anyị na nke China enweela ezi nkwekọrịta etu ha ga-esi mee ka ọnọdụ mgbasa ozi bụrụ ịgba. O kwere nghọta na minista na-ahụ maka mgbasa ozi n'ala anyị, Mohammed Idris, binyere aka n'akwụkwọ ha jiri nwee nkwekọrịta n'aha ala anyị na mba Belgium. Ọ gbakwunyekwara na nke a ga-enye aka kwalite ọnọdụ teknọlọji na ihe ndị ọzọ dị iche iche na iji hụ na edoziri nsogbu ndị mmadụ na-enwe banyere mmiri na ọkụ latrik. Minista n'isi ala anyị Nyesom Wike ezitala akwụkwọ mmụta abụọ na ụlọọrụ China abụọ ịhụ na etinyere ọkụ n'isi ala anyị site na iji ikike anyanwụ nke nwa bekee kpọrọ sola, ma hụ na etinyere mmiri ebe niile ọkachasị n'ime ime obodo n'isi ala anyị. Onoze Yakubu mekwara ka anyị mata na nke a pụtara ihe mgbe ha na ụlọọrụ na-ahụ maka ụlọọrụ a were nzukọ na China. Ụlọakwụkwọ gọọmenti nakwa nke otu onye mgbe a malitere akwụkwọ agba nke afọ 2024 nakwa 2025. Onye ọrụ anyị Hadiza Ebune Godwin, mgbe ọ mere njem ọrụ gaa ụlọakwụkwọ dị iche iche, wetara akụkọ na akwụkwọ amalitela n'uju ebe ụmụ akwụkwọ jupụtara ebe niile na-anara ọzụzụ. Igbo bụ Igbo, ebe a ka anyị pịachiri nke taa. Sonyekwara anyị n'ihe oge a echi niile. Ndewo.
Ẹ̀kálẹ́ o, ìròyìn ló ń dé sí etí pọ̀yìn láti iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì karùn-ún nílùú Àbújá. Ọláyínká Adéníjì ni oníròyìn yín. Ìjọba orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà àti ìjọba ilẹ̀ China ti tọwọ́ bọ̀wé tùbíǹnùbí lórí àwọn ohun tó jẹ mọ́ ètò ìgbéròyìn jáde. Ní orílẹ̀-èdè Beijing ni mínísítà tó ń ṣètò ohun tó jẹ mọ́ àwọn ìgbéròyìn jáde, pàápàá abẹnugan ilẹ̀ wa ìyẹn Mohammed Idris, ti tọwọ́ bọ̀wé yìí lórúkọ ìjọba orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà, ní èyí tí wọ́n jọ gbà wípé ọsàn rẹ̀ yóò so dídùn láìsí àní-àní. Eléyìí gùn lé ọ̀rọ̀ àjùmọ̀ṣepọ̀ tó ti wáyé tẹ́lẹ̀ rí láàrin orílẹ̀-èdè méjèèjì láti ní ìrẹ́pọ̀ tó múnádóko lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ìròyìn àti ọ̀nà àbáyọ tó gúnrégé gba ọ̀nà sáyẹ́ǹsì ayárabíàṣá ti ètò ìròyìn. Láti lè rí dájú wípé ọ̀nà àbáyọ tó péye gbilẹ̀ lórí ètò omi mímu àti iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná ní àwọn ìgbèríko nílùú Abuja. Mínísítà orí ìlú Nàìjíríà Abuja ìyẹn Nyesom Wike ti tọwọ́ bọ̀wé àjùmọ̀ṣepọ̀ tó mọ́yán lórí pẹ̀lú àwọn iléeṣẹ́ aládàáni méjì láti orílẹ̀-èdè China wípé kí ìmọ́lẹ̀ ìjọba gba ọ̀nà agbára oòrùn ìyẹn sólà àti ọ̀pọ̀ yanturu omi mímu nílùú Àbújá bó ti wù kó rí láàrin ìgbèríko. Aṣojú kọ̀ròyìn wa Ọ̀nàsẹ̀ Yakub jábọ̀ wípé ọ̀rọ̀ yìí jẹ́ lára àwọn ohun àgbéyẹ̀wò tó kẹsẹ̀ járí níbi ìpàdé àjùmọ̀ṣepọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè China àti ilẹ̀-adú Áfíríkà. Ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ní àwọn ilé-ìwé aládàáni àti ti ìjọba ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ padà ní pẹrẹwu fún ti sáà ọdún 2024-25 lójú ọgán báyìí. Hadiza Godwin Ìbúnẹ̀ aṣojú kọ̀ròyìn wa tó ṣe ìrìnkèrindò sí àwọn díẹ̀ ní ilé ẹ̀kọ́ tó wà nílùú Àbújá ṣàlàyé wípé ìrísí àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní àwọn ilé-ìwé yìí jẹ́ ohun ìwúrí ní ọjọ́ àkọ́kọ́ wọlé padà àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ wọ̀nyí. Tóríyàn òun kò ní ju báyìí lọ. Èmi ló ní kọ́pọ̀ àgbọ̀nsẹ̀ ìlú ní họ́wùhọ́wù. Èmi ìrẹ́lájọ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà yìí o. Ẹ jẹ́ aṣẹ́kó dára. Ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan láò jí o. Ká sùn láyọ̀.